Hi, welcome to the introduction lesson for HMS 228. This is the first lesson of our class, and since you're watching this video, I assume that you found the file, and I just want to provide a brief overview of the general format of our lessons for the coming semester. Each lesson will be structured in the same way. So for every lesson, there will be a link under Blackboard within assignments that you can click on, as you did with this lesson, and you will be able to access the file to view online and the videos online, or to print out, to save to your computer, or whatever you want to do in terms of how you want to access it. And for each lesson, there's a due date, and the lesson due dates are already posted under assignments as well in a link that you can print out or view online or save to your computer. I suggest printing out the lesson due dates so you will always have them with your course material, and I will always remind you of each lesson due dates when I post the lesson link throughout the semester. And this lesson, so everybody has found this document, hopefully, looks like that, which includes everything we need to do for the introduction lesson. So how do you know what you're responsible for, how to find everything you need to find, what to do next, by the lesson due date. Everything is inside of this, or gives you directions on how to access. Now, this particular lesson serves as an introduction to the course, to the conflict resolution idea, to problem solving, and so forth. So I included a narrative introduction for everybody that's several pages long, a couple of charts and so forth, and a preview of our readings. Everybody should have 5 separate sources of material for this semester. The first being this John Maxwell book. This is the first book we'll be reading out of, and we'll actually start reading this lesson. And we will spend the next January through the end of February reading out of this book. You also have 2 books from Stephen Covey. The actual 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is the actual textbook, or the actual trade book. None of these are textbooks, folks. These are regular books you could go to any bookstore and find and purchase that's geared towards the public. Now, many of you may be extremely concerned about that we have so many resources. Well, we do, but they're very strongly linked together in terms of topic and intent, and this material does not read like a textbook, because they're not textbooks. And the Maxwell book is a very, very easy read, and it reads as a narrative story almost. So we should be able to make our way through this book pretty easy, to be honest. The Covey book is also a regular business book, personal self-help type book that has been around for over 20 years now. Stephen Covey passed away about 18 months ago, but it's still extremely relevant for building problem-solving skills and personal development. And whatever edition you find, I have different copies of this. It has a blue cover, this cover. I believe the cover that's being sold in the bookstore is a white cover. It really doesn't matter. The material has not changed in over a quarter century, and just the covers are different. In addition to the 7 Habits book, we have a workbook that goes along with this book. So as we begin reading in the 7 Habits book in March and April, we will be reading, we will be completing activities out of the workbook. So the workbook activities actually correspond to the readings in the textbook, and it works extremely well. Again, you don't have to worry about these 2 items at this point, You do want to start tracking them down and getting them on your bookshelf, so to speak. The most important thing right now is the Maxwell book. You also have the Kobe CDs, the abridged audio version of this book. Abridged means it's a audio summary of the book, but not a word-by-word reading. Some of you may want a word-by-word reading of this book. That would be an unabridged version. If you only want the summary, which is what the bookstore has, it's an abridged version. Again, the audio CD you may want to listen to now, but we'll definitely start listening to at the end of February. You also have this textbook. This is another traditional non-textbook, but a business book that's frequently used in business training, business workshops, human resources workshops, and so forth, and the workplace. That's skill-based on conflict resolution. We will begin reading out of this book in lesson number 1, the next lesson, so you will need to get your hands on this book as well. So immediately you need this one and the Maxwell book, and beginning in late February you need to make sure that you have some version of these. And we will be writing in this book, so make sure to obtain a clean copy that is not written in. If you look on page 5 of our documents, you will see specific assignments we will have to complete to be successful in this lesson, which includes reviewing the online material in Blackboard, and especially the big picture document that can be found in the Start Here section of Blackboard, which is really a items you need to know to be successful in the online setting. Online classes are dramatically different than many campus courses. You're working independently on your own, and you must stay up to date and on task and on topic and not get behind, and understand the onus of the learning experience is really up to you. And I don't know if you need help unless you tell me. So it's extremely important that we start taking care of issues as soon as we can instead of later. If we start determining that we have issues in the second part of the semester, or we're getting behind, it's going to be almost impossible to catch up. And it'll be impossible to be successful in our course. I am assigning the first 21 pages out of the Maxwell book and the prologue to read. It will serve somewhat of an introduction. In this lesson, we have a Blackboard discussion forum, basically a question and an answer discussion forum, asking everybody to post at least one question for me to respond to. It could be a question about the field of conflict resolution, problem solving, human services, human resources. It could be a question about the syllabus or course content or some of the material we might be reading, and so forth. Make sure not to post the same question that someone else has already asked. That becomes pretty repetitive and does not encourage me to give you full credit for the post. I will respond to each question that is posted as they come in. Those discussion boards are due by the due date, and I do not provide credit for discussion board posts made after the due date. So it's extremely important to make your post by the due date. I've also provided a short video by Thomas Friedman, a well-known political writer and researcher of the Middle East and the global economy. New York Times, he's on the staff of the New York Times and has wrote many books on cultural diversity and how to be competitive in the global economy. And it's a short 15-minute video to watch that discusses this idea that being average is no longer acceptable, and being average as an individual, as a society, as a nation, really doesn't lead to success anymore. And he touches on many ideas and things that we'll be talking about in class this semester. That we have to be connected, and we not only have to communicate with others, but we have to be connected with others and ourselves. In the meantime, each lesson will also have a video such as this from me that provides more of an overview as opposed to less housekeeping items. In the meantime, I encourage everybody to get started, not wait until the last minute. It's extremely obvious to readers if you're waiting until the last minute to complete your assignments, and to other students, and certainly to me. And want to share with everybody how excited I am to have you here with us, and to remind you that my primary purpose of being here is to help each of you be successful in the course. So as you run into issues, problems, just want to talk, please let me know. I'm always available in person, via telephone, email, video chat, text chat, whatever may be the best method of communication for you. Thanks so much, and take care.